The U.S. government carried out the first federal execution in almost 2 decades, taking the life of Daniel Lewis Lee, who was convicted of killing a family in Arkansas in the late 1990s. This case has had quite a few legal challenges, especially we've seen some challenges over the weekend and into late last night. Initially, Mr. Lee's execution had been held by the Circuit Court in DC, and late last night and early this morning, the Supreme Court ruled to overturn that injunction and allow the execution to continue. It was my first time as a witness, and it's the first time the federal government has carried out an execution in almost 20 years. The execution chamber is the same execution chamber that was used in a series of other high-profile executions, including Timothy McVeigh in 2001. Mr. Lee was already strapped to the gurney when the curtain was raised. He had been strapped to the gurney for several hours at that point. Once the Federal Bureau of Prisons announced that he would be put to death, they began to administer the lethal injection drug. At that point, Mr. Lee leaned up. He turned his head to the side. You can see his arms and legs wiggle a little bit. And his final words were, "You are killing an innocent man." It was a few minutes later that Mr. Lee appeared to stop breathing. His chest stopped rising up and down. You could see his face tilt to the side a little bit.